Good morning, Wildcats. I'm Gabe Paredes.
I'm Katie Willard.
And I'm Cole Filer.
And welcome to the first edition of the MWHS Wildcat News.
On this week's edition, we take a look at the new features to the school,
Gooding in the practice of financial literacy,
the German exchange program,
a look into a quinceañera,
and a preview of our long-awaited rivalry game, Millard West versus Millard South.
Over the summer, while students were enjoying their much-anticipated summer vacation, construction workers stayed behind to make new accommodations for the school.
Cody Bennett, Mackenzie Gonzalez, and Noah Wallace bring us the story.
Over the summer, construction was held inside and outside Millard West to improve the overall visual appeal of the school and improve the safety and comfortability of the students. At the end of the summer, construction on the new front pavement finished, allowing more student traffic and additional space for eco clubs planting, and in the winter would allow for easy snow removal and drainage. Starting from the main office all the way down to the Green Mile, the school is under a new fire alarm system, while the rest of the building is still under the old system.
The new fire system is going to be a much safer system and allows us to respond immediately where the fire could be taking place or where the smoke is being detected. It's called a digitally addressable system, so that in the event that we already have a smoke detection or a fire taking place, instead of going to a zone of a building and just kind of going into an area and looking for the specific place where the fire will be, we'll know exactly where the location is of which one went off.
Attention! Attention! An emergency has been reported in this building.
So it's a three-phase project, and this summer they went from everywhere from the commons to the south. So probably 80% of our classrooms were covered that way, and hallways as well. And then next summer they'll do the gyms and the fine arts area and swimming pool. What the district is trying to do is trying to create what they call a 50-foot plan for each school to have a little bit better and nicer, cleaner look to an entrance to their building. And so they came out to this school, and by the recommendation of the architects, we had so much concrete. This is only a third of the width of what we had. It looked like a 3-lane highway coming up to our building, and we had a lot of patchy, concrete settling, and then new concrete poured in, new, old. It just looked really poor. And so we have a beautiful building behind me, and so when you look at it from the view of the way it looks now, it's just much cleaner looking, and it just looks much more pleasing and inviting to people that are coming to the building.
Personally for me, I think the new walkway, inside, I feel like sometimes with the cop car parked outside, sometimes it's oh, so many people. But I think that now that we have that the space for the greenery, it's nice, and we have that little area for I don't know if it's for compost or plants, but I think that's really cool that we can do that.
Students noticed a few changes in the lunchroom involving the layout.
The lunches, I love them so much. I just had a really good barbecue sandwich the other day. I loved it so much. I recommend the Carolina sauce. It's like mustard, but no, they've improved it tenfold.
This has been Noah Walls, Cody Bennett, and Mackenzie Gonzalez with the MWHS Wildcat News.
On August 27th, Millard West was fortunate enough to have the rock band Gooding perform at the school.
The band walked students through the process and importance of being financially literate.
Natalie Eljamal and I bring you the scoop.
This past Monday, August 27th, the rock band Gooding played a show at Millard West, not only to entertain, but to educate students on how to become financially literate.
I think if kids are struggling, a lot of times it feels like, well, there's no way I'm going to be able to get to where I want to go, and they lose hope. And the reason we really did this is we just want people to be able to keep hope that even if you only have a little bit, if you'll start saving when you're young, it's not easy. And it's really not easy if you're in a rough area and there's not a lot of opportunity. But if you do get ahead of it when you're young, eventually that money will start making money for you.
Millard West has been working to get a hold of Gooding for a couple of years. Ms. Schramm, Millard West business teacher, was able to do that when Jennifer Davidson, president of the Nebraska Council of Economic Education, approached her saying that the band was available.
We've actually been working on it for a couple of years, and then we are very fortunate that Centris Federal Credit Union, Don Gonzalez through Centris, offered to sponsor to bring them here, so that was a big part of it as well.
Gooding helped form Funding the Future, a nonprofit organization which makes it their mission to educate young people on how to become financially literate. The organization helps book Gooding and 2 other bands' gigs, in which they educate students.
There's a whole charity of wonderful people. It's called Funding the Future, and give them a shameless plug because they're all great. It's a nonprofit, and they book us and 2 other bands all over the place. We helped form it, but now it's definitely bigger than us, which is what we wanted.
Funding the Future aims to get students thinking about their money and what financial steps are needed to be taken in order to secure a financially stable lifestyle. Very little is being taught about financing in high schools throughout the country, but Gooding plans on changing that.
In the big picture, kids are not learning these principles about finances. So the idea is to deliver that message through something that's engaging and emotional and powerful, like music.
Gooding uses music to keep students invested in their message, creating more of an entertaining, cooperative environment.
I thought it was more fun. I sort of felt like it was a free period more than a class, but I still learned more than I probably would just sitting and listening to a lecture.
Gooding has a new record coming out this fall titled Building the Sun. The band gave out early CDs to every student who had asked a question.
I mean, I realize I'm just a rock and roll musician. I'm not curing cancer, but I hope with this message maybe a few people can stay on the right track, you know.
This has been Cole Filer and Natalie Eljamal with the MWHS Wildcat News.
This semester, our student body has taken in some special guests.
For 3 weeks, an array of German students are visiting our school to get a taste of young American life.
Madeline Augustine and Allie Dobish give us an insight on their experience so far.
After much waiting and preparation, 22 German exchange students arrived in Omaha on Monday, September 4th. This is the second part of an exchange between the Sailor Gymnasium in Weiblingen, Germany and Millard West.
Nach vielem Warten und Vorbereiten kamen am Montag, den 4. September, 22 deutsche Austauschschüler in Omaha an. Es ist der zweite Teil des Austausches zwischen dem Sailor-Gymnasium aus Weiblingen in Deutschland und der Millard West High School.
We had to let teachers know that there would be German students in their classrooms with our host students, and then we also had to communicate with them in order to find out if they wanted to have a German student as part of their lesson.
Each day, the German students will have a homeroom during first block in order to give them a chance to do things such as tour the school and discuss any issues. They will spend the rest of the day shadowing their host student to get a taste of what school is like in America.
Jeden Tag werden die deutschen Schüler die Möglichkeit haben, sich während des ersten Blocks im Aufenthaltsraum mit ihren Lehrern zu treffen. Dort werden sie die Möglichkeit haben, mit ihren Lehrern Sachen zu besprechen oder zum Beispiel eine Tour durch die Schule zu machen. Den restlichen Tag werden die deutschen Schüler ihre Austauschpartner begleiten, um einen Eindruck von der amerikanischen Schule zu bekommen.
Yeah, I want to improve my English skills and meet some new friends.
In addition to shadowing their host student, the German students will have the opportunity to go on 3 field trips to the Durham Museum, the Henry Dorley Zoo, and the Nebraska City Arbor Day Farm. They will also be visiting local middle and elementary schools and participating in any other activities that their host families provide for them.
Zusätzlich zum Begleiten ihrer Austauschpartner werden die deutschen Schüler die Möglichkeit haben, auf 3 Ausflüge mitzugehen. Sie werden ins Durham Museum gehen, in den Henry Dorley Zoo und auf die Nebraska City Arbor Day Farm. Zusätzlich werden sie an die Middle School und Elementary School besuchen und an anderen Aktivitäten teilnehmen, die ihre Hostfamilien vorbereitet haben.
So one of the things that I'm really excited to do with my partner is take her to a Husker game, which we're going to this Saturday. And like obviously sports culture is pretty big in Germany, but like I feel like it's so different in Nebraska. Like Husker fans get so freaking hype about the game, so I think it'll be really fun to kind of show her like Nebraska sports culture and like the Red Sea or whatever, and we've already bought some Husker gear, so I'm really excited to do that with her.
The German students will be here until September 21st. This has been Alexandra Dobish, Madeline Augustine, Laura Sattler, and Hannah Klitzmüller with the MWHS Wildcat News. Auf Wiedersehen!
In Hispanic culture, the 15th birthday marks as a significant stepping stone for young females.
This past month, a Millard West student embarks on her journey into womanhood.
Taylor Mason and Elizabeth Hahn gives us straight carne asada.
This past Saturday, Jasmine Hermosillo Padilla had her quinceañera celebration.
Quinceañera is a celebration of a 15-year-old's birthday.
Lots of family and friends came out to celebrate with her on her special day.
I've known her since 6th grade, but I have been friends with her since 8th grade.
A lot of things went into making this event successful.
It took about a year of preparation to come up with everything, like the decorations and the dress and all of everything.
This wouldn't have been possible without the help of her family and friends.
I helped them with the decorations and get food.
They served traditional Mexican food at her quince.
We have an authentic taco bar, and then we also have cake and candy.
She had 8 girls in her court where they performed a surprise dance and a waltz.
We had to practice like a couple times a week and dance a lot.
Along with the traditional quinceañera dances, they also performed an extra dance where they changed out of their dresses into different outfits.
I like dollars, I like diamonds, I like stunning, I like shining, I like $1 million deals. Where's my pay?
After they performed the dances, they transitioned into the quinceañera ceremony.
The ceremony started with waltzes with her dad and stepdad.
She was then crowned by her mom and given heels from her dad.
As part of Hermosillo family tradition, she was given a bracelet and an emotional toast from her aunt and uncle.
We're so proud to be a part of your life, and we'll love you forever.
As the ceremony came to a close, the fiesta began.
At a quince, you usually just dance, have a good time, and we also have a photo booth.
This celebration was a success, and it was everything that Jasmine hoped for.
This has been Taylor Mason
and Ellie Hahn
with the MWHS Wildcat News.
Each year, the Battle of Q Street brings great excitement and anticipation to Millard West students.
Today, Millard West preps to feast upon Patriot blood tonight as they take on Millard South.
Dallas Veenam and Matthew Pleiss give us a preview.
This week, Millard West football takes on Millard South in the rivalry game for Q Street. We asked some football players how they feel coming into this game.
I'm pretty confident. We just got to win the line of scrimmage and have a good week of preparation.
I think we're really confident and we're as prepared as we can be. Coming off of last week, that was a really fun game, and I think it gave us a little extra boost in our confidence. But I also think that we shouldn't take them lightly because they have put up some good numbers this year and they're 3-0, so you never know what to expect.
I mean, it's always a big rivalry game. Growing up, knowing that I'm going to Millard West, just knowing that this is the game that you always want to win, and it's just the most important game of the year leading up to the playoffs, I think, and really just sets us up for the rest of the year.
The Battle of Q Street has been one of the biggest rivalries in the state. The players gave their opinion on the unique game.
It's always fun to beat Millard South, and I don't think it'll be any different this year.
I mean, I think it's great because we know a lot of kids that go there, and the battle for Q Street, of course, we have also got to beat all the Millard schools.
I like it. I mean, we're both solid teams this year, and they always come in each year saying that they're better than the year before. So if we can, just show them who's actually the best, then it's going to be a good game.
I'm not really worried about it because we haven't lost to them ever since I've been in high school, so I'm pretty sure football boys will do pretty good this Friday. So the rivalry just has always been like whoever owns Q Street, but we always come out on top.
After 3 weeks of splitting time at quarterback, the offensive coaches chose junior Tristan GOMES as the starting quarterback.
I mean, Nate and I are both great athletes, and I think it helped us both by battling out the first few games because we both pushed each other to get better. And I just know that as the season goes on, I can't just stop competing because I still have to do really good to keep the job. But I think starting against Millard South is a great honor.
As of now, Millard West has won the majority of the head-to-head games against Millard South. Hopefully tonight, the Wildcats add another win to this series. This has been Dallas Beenam and Matt Pleiss with the MWHS Wildcat News.
Thank you for joining us on the first edition of the MWHS Wildcat News.
Make sure you follow us on Twitter at the MWHS Catalyst.
And for more stories, check out our website at millardwestcatalyst.com.